Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 5, Episode 23, Blaze of Glory. So, based on Stardate, so I'm doing these reviews in sections just because I think it's easier for everybody if I do the original series, and then the Next Generation, and then Deep Space Nine, and then Voyager. Previously, whenever I've done these binges, I've actually done them in broadcast order, and it's kind of interesting to watch how they line up. I've never done them in Stardate order, which could have completely changed everything, but who knows, maybe one day I'll do that. If we go based on Stardate, First Contact takes place after this episode but before the next one. So I think that's kind of interesting because First Contact came out and then like the episode after, the second episode after the movie came out is when they came out with the gray uniform. So I think it's interesting that First Contact takes place further down the line, but whatever. So overall, I just didn't care for this episode that much. Like, it's interesting, but it's not my favorite, to be sure. It's the return of Eddington, and it's Eddington's final appearance. Spoiler alert, he dies. And it's basically the end of the Maquis. Now, just like Voyager, so they changed the uniform. They went to the gray instead of the colored tops. Voyager is lost in the Delta Quadrant, so they don't know uniforms have changed. So they're still using the old uniforms. And because, same thing, they're lost in the Delta Quadrant. So there's still a lot of Maquis crew members on Voyager. As far as Deep Space Nine is concerned, the Maquis are done. Cardassian, they mention how Cardassia has basically wiped them out. And I find that super interesting. They even mention the other commander that we first met in the Maquis episodes, Sisko's friend, has been killed. So pretty much all of the Maquis are just done at this point. Eddington basically, long story short, gets a message and Sisko and he go out to track him down, and it turns out to just be this big ruse, and we meet Eddington's wife, and it's just the end of the Maquis. Like, that's this whole episode boils down to, and it just didn't do it for me. Like, it was kind of interesting to watch Eddington return, and he tries to be a badass where he's like, I want to fight you, and Sisko's like, okay, let's fight, and Eddington's like, I'm not gonna fight you, I'm gonna kill you, and it's like, seriously, like, for whatever reason, the dialogue just didn't do it for me. And even getting to the end of the episode where we find like the end of the survivors and the Maquis had basically been trying to use biological warfare against Cardassia, I don't know, this episode didn't interest me. For those who have seen this one, like, did I miss a vital point? Am I just having an off day? Because it does happen. Go ahead, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time for Impact Nor.